Good evening, everyone. I hope that you are having a wonderful evening, and we are so appreciative of you joining us here on the Healthy Living Revolution Zoom tonight. It is going to be an exciting night, and we appreciate you taking the time out of your day and your evening to be with us tonight on this lovely Wednesday. My name is Patti Benson. I'm from West Palm Beach, Florida. I am a wife. I am an LPGA certified golf professional. I am a certified health coach. And I am a 19-year cancer survivor, ovarian cancer, in fact. And what I want to tell you about that is that 13 years ago, someone cared enough about me to introduce me to a product that you're going to hear about tonight called Juice Plus. And what that was to me, was a miracle in a way. This woman of who I was a very good friend with in the LPGA came to me and said, hey, you really need to start taking Juice Plus. And I didn't know what it was, but she said it was veggie powders in a capsule. That sort of sounded like Jetson food to me. But I thought, you know, if it works and I can tolerate it in my stomach, I'm going to take it, because after chemotherapies and surgeries and really having my health decline in such a significant way, I was always sick. I had no energy. And frankly, I wasn't able to perform my golf duties as a golf professional. And I really wasn't able to even do my day-to-day activities, let alone play golf or exercise or anything like that. So fast forward to 13 years, I'm 59 years old today, and I play golf and I exercise and I run all day long and I sleep great and I feel great and I feel like I really look good and vibrant and my hair is great and just skin, the whole thing that was so compromised after all that treatment. And I'm healthy. I'm not sick anymore. And I rarely do get sick, even with colds or flus. So I am so happy that someone cared enough about me to tell me about this wonderful product you'll hear about tonight, and also about our Juice Plus virtual franchise, which you're going to hear more about this evening. But that had changed our family's financial future in ways that I couldn't even possibly imagine. And I get to do this Juice Plus product and business with whom I want, when I want, where I want, and how I want. And isn't that a lovely thing to be able to do things with the people that you love the most and enjoy spending time with and sharing this wonderful mission that we have going here? So I want to tell you that tonight all of us speakers here have a little bit in common, but what we do have in common is our passion for health and wellness and helping other people and inspire other people in this world. But tonight we have two golf professionals, two grandmoms, a stay-at-home mom, a registered nurse, and a businessman here, all talking about their wonderful stories that will inspire and amaze you tonight. And maybe just one thing that they say you can take away, and it'll do something to change your life like it changed mine. So I would like to first introduce our speaker who's going to follow me tonight. Her name is Susanne Edson, and she is a national marketing director. She is a mom. She is a registered nurse. She is so passionate about her business of Juice Plus, sharing it with her patients and her colleagues and her family and her friends. And she really does do this globally. She has businesses all over the world, and she is a breast cancer survivor on top of that. And she's busy, and she is a person who is so kind and has so much integrity. And I'm so very grateful to be able to introduce Susanne Edson. Take it away.
Oh, thank you, Patti. Yeah, I've been a nurse for over 40 years, and I first heard about Juice Plus 20 years ago. And my kids were 8 and 10 at the time, and I saw, even being vegetarians, how Juice Plus within a few months helped their asthma, their allergies, migraines, and ADHD in my stepson within 3 to 6 months. But you know what? I didn't feel any different. So after 4 months, I stopped taking Juice Plus, and that's when I felt the difference. It'd been so subtle that I had my blood checked, because I thought I would have like anemia or something. But I was just a little bit more tired, and my blood work came back perfect. But my cholesterol was down 50 points. And that showed me right there that you can't feel prevention. So when your body, you're fueling your body with good nutrition, you can't feel prevention. And then, fast forward 20 years, actually 19 years, last summer, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And from the time I was diagnosed to the time I had double mastectomy, reconstruction, final surgery, 90 days, you guys. And I know it's by the grace of God, but I also know my nutritional status was at its peak. And I know that this was such a time as this for me, that this was brought into my life 20 years ago. And so, what is Juice Plus? Well, Juice Plus is 30 different raw fruits and vegetables, grapes and berries that have been grown to the peak of their ripeness. They've been juiced within 24 to 48 hours, and they're dried at a temperature not to lose the integrity of the enzymes and the nutrients. And then that powder is put into a capsule form, and I'm going to show you the capsules right here. We've got the fruit, vegetable, and the grapes and berries in a capsule right there. And then we also have the grapes, berries, fruits, and vegetables in the gummy form. And that provides our micronutrients that we need in our diet. And then we have our complete shakes. You know, it's chocolate, Dutch chocolate, and French vanilla, the shakes, and our vegan bars. So we have, they even say right on the front of them, they're a whole food-based nutritional bar, tart cherry and honey, dark chocolate and fig. And those are the macronutrients that fuel our body. So we need all of this. And remembering that this is a food label and not a supplement label, and what a difference that is. It's whole food nutrition in a capsule and a gummy form. And now we have a beautiful way of getting omegas into our body. It's not fish oil. It's a plant-based omega in the omega blend. And our mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. So look at what I have. Can you see the tower garden in the back of me right there? I have my tower garden. It's a perfect way to grow your own fresh vegetables, herbs, and fruit on your patio in the summer. And in the winter, I just bring it inside with grow lights. It's all aeroponic, hydroponic growing from the Epcot Living Land model. And with these products, we have some programs. So here tonight to explain these programs is Becky. And you know, I just want to add in right here, you guys, you don't have to have cancer or asthma and allergies or migraines to start on Juice Plus. It's whole food nutrition. It's good for anything going on, a healthy person, anything that's happening in your body. Just remember that. It's just whole food nutrition. So tonight we're going to hear from Becky Rinker about these programs. And Becky is a wife and a mom from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So welcome, Becky.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I'm so glad to be here tonight sharing with you guys a little bit about my story. So I am a mom of 3 boys, very busy boys, and my Juice Plus story starts quite a few years ago as a tired young mom before I found Juice Plus. I thought, well, I have little kids. Of course I'm going to be tired. But I turned to multivitamins as my answer to help with that. I thought, well, I'm tired. I must need something that I'm lacking. Well, 2 bouts of multivitamin toxicity later, I realized that I needed to find another way. And I knew in my heart that real food was the answer. And I thought, if the vitamins aren't good for me, they're not good for my kids either. So we needed to find something else. So shortly thereafter, a pharmacist friend of mine shared Juice Plus with me. And I thought, well, this makes total sense. It's actual food. It's in an easy way that we're not going to get it. I know in our busy schedules, it's so hard just to eat a little bit every day, let alone when you have kids that are picky eaters. It's hard to get them to eat a piece of broccoli or 2 or 3 peas. So we all started on the trio, and what we found, we just had such great results. And so 3.5 years of Juice Plus later, we have just experienced so many great things by making small lifestyle changes and adding our Juice Plus from stronger immune systems. We don't get the clockwork stomach bugs like we used to. And even if they come down with something, we're over it much quicker. My cardiovascular health has increased tremendously. I figured I would be on medication someday for it. It's hereditary things. And, you know, so thankfully I don't have to go that route. And we just feel so much better. So it's wonderful to be part of a community that inspires healthy living around the world. And we have some great programs that do support that. And through our mission to inspire that healthy living, we've come up with the Healthy Living Revolution. And it's people everywhere, a great community of supportive people that really believe that simple changes can make a huge difference in your health. So everyone it's just wonderful to be on the mission with everyone on the same path. And we have a special program called the Shred 10, which I love. And I have been doing the Shred 10 consecutively for, I guess about 8 to 10 months now. And it's 10 days of a focus of shredding bad habits, habits that don't serve us, and really doing things that we should be doing anyway. Sleeping more, eating more fruits and vegetables, of course, flooding our body with those, drinking more water, exercise. So it's just condensing all of those simple changes into one 10-day reset. And I find that everyone that I do, it helps me add more and more healthy habits to my daily life every day, not just those 10 days. So I'm really thankful for that, because it's a great example for me and my kids to be adding these habits young. And as a mom on a mission, I'm really glad that I can give them the gift of better health with Juice Plus and all these simple tips to help. And at the bottom, there's going to be a link, and it's the Revolution Recipes Cookbook. And there's over 100 awesome recipes in there for your family. So just click on that. And then there's also a special little surprise, and I won't tell you what it is, on that same page for your kids to check out. So it's a great tool to use with your children as well, to inspire them to make some healthy habit changes. So I just thank you guys so much for being on here tonight, and hopefully we've inspired you a little bit. And I want to introduce our next speaker, Lynne Reynolds. She is a grandmother of 7 who has been sharing Juice Plus for 10 years. So Lynne, you want to share your story?
Well, thank you, Becky. Well, about 6 months after we started adding Juice Plus to our diets, I knew that we wanted to stay on it longer, a lot longer. And it just made sense to try and get it for the best possible price. So I became what I would call a friends and family rep. I had a full-time job and really had no intention of doing the Juice Plus business. I stayed that way for several years, and then what our company president, Jay Martin, the founder of the company, what he called my plan B suddenly became my plan A. I started sharing more intentionally, and I found others who wanted to join me in the mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. And what I found was a company with a heart. No matter how many times I called that company, and over 10 years, it's been a lot, I have always been greeted with friendly voices and helpful information. The leadership above me is beyond comparison. They have been with me every step of the way, and they have encouraged me and educated me. It's been amazing. The reps who have no financial connection with me at all have come and done presentations, and they too have educated me and encouraged me and guided me. It is an amazing culture. Since we don't have any territories, I've had the time flexibility that you wouldn't have in a conventional job. My husband and I have been able to visit the cool mountains in summer, watch the changing leaves in autumn, and on occasion try and ski in the winter. We get to decide. I have growing grandchildren in another state, and I have the ability to jump on a plane and go watch their activities whenever I want. I've also experienced personal growth and personal development and been able to step out of my comfort zone, like doing this call tonight. Trust me, this is not in my comfort zone, but I truly feel that I have an amazing gift. I have a responsibility to share with people what I look at as a gift in a big box with a bright red bow on it. And it's up to me to give that gift, and whether they choose to open it, well, that's entirely up to them. Well, along the way, I also share my health journey with them. I was diagnosed in my late 20s with severe arthritis and told just to go home and take a lot of aspirin for the pain. Well, for the next 35 years, my regimen was becoming a vitamin junkie and taking a lot of aspirin. You see, I didn't understand the connection or relationship between food, nutrition, and health. To me, food was calories, and whether the scale went up or down. Well, what I found was in my early 60s, a friend came in where I was working and started talking about powdered produce and a salad bar and a capsule. And it made sense to me. And I started learning and becoming educated about the value of whole food nutrition and the importance of having that rainbow of colors in your diet each and every day. Well, I'm no longer on all that aspirin, and I no longer take all those vitamins. And I will continue to share this gift of health and wealth with people for the rest of my life, and always have my salad bar and a capsule in the forefront. Well, now I want to wish a quick happy birthday to our next speaker, Dendinger, who he and his wife, Deb, live in South Southwest Florida. His first career was in law enforcement, where he ran an organized crime strike task force and a unit there until he entered the corporate America and worked his way to the position of Chief Information Officer. He's now an avid tower gardener and enjoying his most enjoyable career yet. So welcome, Rex, and I'll let you take it away.
Thank you very much. I'd like to start off real quick with the idea of what I found in the product. And if you ask my wife, she'll tell you that I did my own double-blind study, because when we got started, I started on the product about a month after they got started. And that was simply because I was waiting to see if either one of them bent over, doubled over, or went blind. I wasn't sure what it was all about. After that time, I fell in love with the product. I had some bad knees from earlier in injuries that all of a sudden just went away. I wasn't even smart enough to know about it. Pointed out to me about 2 years later. I have, as you said, had a birthday today. I'm 65, going on 35. We have not had a sick day since we have been taking Juice Plus, and you'll have to pry it out of my cold dead hands before I give it up. So what I want to talk about tonight is the aspect of the business that I will mingle my business story into this. But I think so many people, used to be just men, now it's men and women. They're all taught from early days that they got to go to school, they got to get good grades, and they got to get a job. And that's the only thing I ever knew about getting older, is getting a job, making a living, taking care of my family. Well, by doing that, I missed an awful lot of ball games and Christmas plays and an awful lot of family planning. So let me give you my take on where I see the business now and the way I see everything else going. Because most businesses, be they large or small, are all structured the same way. You've got the worker bees down here. You've got the supervisors here. You've got the managers. In my industries, they called them directors, and they were here. Then you got the vice presidents, and then you got this guy sitting up here, and he's the CEO. Guess how many people get a chance to get up here? None. You work your life working up through these ranks to get as high as you had. I was very blessed. In the 40 years that I was in the business, I finally got up around here. But you know what? The farther up I went, the more time I lost with my family, the more time that I had to struggle to make things, what I want to say, congealed at home, because everybody was going different ways and I couldn't participate. The expectations were huge on that. So what I want you to do is compare that model to this model. This is the Juice Plus business, a business concept that I never knew when I was over here. And if I would have heard it, well, I did hear it in the last few years, but there were so many other things going on in the MLM market, in the direct marketing. And with my investigation background, I was a little, shall we say, nervous about hearing about all these things. But this one I looked into, and what we have now in this model are people, I don't draw well, obviously I'm not an artist, but what we have now is a business model that everybody has exactly the same opportunity to acquire the top position and beyond. And if you look at this as position, they're wide open all the way through the top. There is no closure at the top. If you look at it as money, there's still no limit, even up here at the top of it. It could continue to grow as long as you choose to work it and go through it. If I would have known this then, as I know it now, this would never have happened, I'll guarantee you. It's something that people need to quit making their children and the other people that they know believe there's only one way to make a business, because there's a way to work your butt off, and there's also a way to have fun and help a whole bunch of people and go right here. That's probably a little short for you, but you know what? I just told you from the heart everything that I want you to know. And I'm going to introduce Bobby Benson now, who is a father of 3, a grandfather of 5, and a great-grandfather of 5, with 2 more on the way. He's a retired golf professional from West Palm Beach, Florida. And take it away, Bobby. Unmute yourself, buddy.
Gotcha. Thank you, Rex. What a great presentation you had, and I appreciate the nice introduction. I appreciate that a lot. So, would you agree that now more than ever, it's important that we take control of our wellness and financial concerns?
Absolutely.
It is predicted that 91% of Americans are not financially able to retire and will be forced to work into their retirement years. We have programs to address these issues. It's been 13 years since I started taking Juice Plus, and I feel great. However, since I started taking doing the Shred 10 programs, I've done several now, I've lost weight, lowered my blood pressure and cholesterol, and I'm off all prescription medications, and I couldn't be happier about that. I was a very busy head golf professional working 6, sometimes 7 days a week, but our sponsor explained how the Juice Plus franchise could be our plan B and help fund our retirement. Thankfully, I listened to her. I was attracted to the Juice Plus franchise because I loved the benefits that I experienced in my health, and I thought others would too. I started sharing 12 years ago and found that I could do it right alongside my golf business. It was a perfect fit. I could improve a person's golf swing. In the same lifestyle. I'm so grateful for that. I envision a world where the conversation of the day is not about lack of money and terminal illness. Wouldn't it be wonderful if people in their 60s and 70s could work if they wanted to and not because they have to? My mission is to inspire healthy living around the world, and I'm so grateful that our team of people on the same mission continue to impact the lives of so many. Up next is my friend, Deb Dendinger. She is married to Rex. She loves spending time with their new grandson and on the beach. Deb was a stay-at-home mom and now is a mission-driven grandma with a passion to impact future generations and a healthier future for both financial and physical. Okay, Deb, take it away.
Well, thank you, Bobby. And I'm very proud to be a part of that group that's in their 60s and still loving what they do and not working because they have to, but because they want to. So that was a great point that you make. So welcome, everybody, tonight. I'm so glad to be here and such an honor to be on this call with so many esteemed people here. And just very short about my story was I actually learned about Juice Plus 15 years ago from a neighbor. Actually, I learned about it 16 years ago and didn't really pay any attention. And it took me another year before I actually did. And it was just out of some desperation that I came to be open-minded about Juice Plus. My son was getting ready to go into middle school, and I asked him very innocently if he was anxious to start. And he said, "Mom, I'm fat and I'm really embarrassed about it and I don't want to go." And that put me into mommy lion mode, I guess you could say. And I said, you know what, I'm going to we're going to make some changes. And I didn't know what those changes were, but it just so happened that that friend then within just a few days happened to mention Juice Plus to me again. And I was much more open because it was a need that I had then. And so I did take an open look at it. And I'm so glad that we did, because it has literally changed my family's life. You know, that son that we started on Juice Plus all those years ago, he now has just had this amazing, you heard Bobby say that I'm just like this over the moon excited grandmother, and that's because that son had a grandson who's 7 months old now, who is this healthy, happy, vibrant Juice Plus baby. And I get so excited realizing that I not only affected my family's health, but now it's affecting future generations. And that gets me excited because we had this crappy family history, to tell you the truth, of, you know, cancer and heart disease. And nobody ever shared with me before that nutrition could make a difference. And when I found this out and learned about Juice Plus and realized that fruits and vegetables weren't just good for you, but they were so good for you that they could actually save your life, rocked my world and changed our lives. And so immediately I knew that I needed to share this with everybody that I loved and cared about. There was not even a hesitation for me to start this as a business. First of all, I asked how much it was to get started, and my friend said $50. And I'm like, really? Like, how often? And she said just once a year. I was blown away about that, because I have had worse meals than that I paid way more than $50 for. So I thought there was nothing I could lose and everything to gain. And I literally started my business on the bleachers of the ball field because my son played baseball. And this was just a natural for me to be sharing it with all the moms that I knew. And we all kind of struggled with the same thing. And that is, how do we get more fruits and vegetables into our family without a darn food fight? And this was a super simple answer to that. But I also knew a lot of moms that were like me, that they wanted to continue to stay home with their kids, but they wanted to bring some additional income in the house too. And I love my job as a mom. And I also love that I didn't have to work for somebody. So you saw that model that Rex showed, and I didn't want to be in that position. So this was just perfect for me. So I want to just talk a little bit about tonight. I've got a little visual, if you guys can see my board here, is just how simple this was. So one of the first things I said to my friend was, you know, I'm not a salesperson, but what I did know was I had something to share with other people that could make a difference. So I kind of started out here. This was me. I'm not a very good artist, but this was me. And as I was on the ball field, I talked to my friend right here, and before you know it, she was talking to friends and family members as well. And then I got so excited, I called my best friend, who didn't live where I did. She lived in Indiana, and I called her and I said, you know what, I've got something that I found that I think can really make a difference for our families. And besides that, I'm going to do this as a business. I think it would be really great, and I'd love for you to do it with me. And she said, I'm game, I'm on. So this was her, and she started to tell her friends. Now I have to tell her story too, because I get really excited about this, is when you talk about affecting future generations. Her daughter was just getting over mono in high school. And I said, I think this would be really good for her. She embraced it. And now that girl that was in high school with mono is now in her 30s and has had 2 beautiful Juice Plus babies. So it's that ripple effect that you don't even think about at the time. That is just, it blows my mind still today that we're making such a difference for people. But then she told her neighbor, and her neighbor was a breast cancer survivor. And her neighbor told all of her friends. And then her friends started to tell people. And then I started to tell other people that I knew, and they started to tell people. So that's how this business continues to grow. It's just word of mouth. And we tell people about things we love, right? If I'm going to eat at a great restaurant, I'm going to tell you. And if I'm going to see a great movie, I'm going to tell you. But they never send me any checks for doing that. So the beauty of this is, the company does compensate me for just sharing a great message. So now I want to turn the call back over to Bobby, your beautiful bride, Patti, who I just love and adore so much. You guys are just amazing friends of ours. And I think somebody mentioned early on, Patti, it may have even been you, that said, you know, we get to do this with people that we love and care about. Whether it monetarily affects us or not really isn't the issue. It's just we have a great time and love what we do, and we love who we get to do it with. So Patti, take it away.
Thanks, Debbie. You did a great job. All of our speakers did an amazing job tonight, and we certainly hope that you have learned so many new things that maybe have resonated with you tonight, and perhaps maybe changed your thinking about your future like it has me and so all of our speakers. I had 2 technical difficulties, and I apologize for that, but Becky was mentioning the Healthy Living Revolution cookbook, and that is in www.healthylivingrevolution.com, and it does have a bunch of special surprises for the kiddos and to inspire healthy choices. So that is free for all of you online who want to go and take a look at that. So that's really a cool thing. And I messed up my husband a little bit there too, so I apologize, Bobby, but everybody did a great job. And I just want to say one thing. I have a vision, and I really believe that financial stability and health of, good health and the enjoyment of good health should be the norm, not the exception to the rule. And I envision that people will, stop worrying about the lack of income and their terminal illnesses. And that, as Bobby said, wouldn't be the conversation of the day, that we could talk about all the fun things we're doing and all the money that we have. Wouldn't that be a wonderful, beautiful thing to envision? And, I believe that, and I'm so passionate that we can inspire healthy living around the world, and that it starts with me and it starts with all of us to help one person at a time make the changes in their lives like all of us have been made in our lives. And I just want you, I can't spit it out, but I would like you and invite you that if someone invited you tonight, that you would go back to them, do your due diligence, ask them the hard questions, and maybe this could make a really big difference in your life and the lives of your family and your friends. We thank you so much for being with us this evening and taking the time out of your life. And we wish you all the very best, and we wish you God's blessings. Thank you so much.